Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Cape Fear, starring Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, Jessica Lange, Juliette Lewis, Joe Don Baker, Robert Mitchum, and Gregory Peck, and directed by Martin Scorsese. Now this is my first two viewings of this movie, and what do I think of it? Let's get into it. We begin with Max Cady, played by Robert De Niro, getting released from prison, and Sam Bowden, played by Nick Nolte, without a beard, which did take me a while for me to recognize him, as he's married to Lee, played by Jessica Lange, and with a daughter named Danielle, played by Juliette Lewis. And I like the Bowdens and their cute fluffy dog, but it might die down a little later. But this is the first movie directed by Scorsese starring De Niro where I don't like De Niro's character because of his bad accent. And his character didn't work for me because I buy De Niro as a gangster more than a creepy serial killer. Max was in prison for 14 years for raping a young 16-year-old woman, and years later he creepingly stalks the Bowdens, and Sam tells Max to get the fuck off their property, and Sam goes crazy with Max with assault, and Max lets the dog go, and I'm led to believe Max killed the dog with poison. It's off screen, but all that set is sad, but unfortunately isn't working for me. At one point in the 4th of July parade, when Max stares at the Bowdens and Sam pushes him to the ground, it makes Sam pretty damn insane. But Max is just not that interesting anyways. I thought it might be twisted in his mind. Max goes on a date with Sam's co-worker, and he rapes her and beats her up when they get back to his place and bites her face off, which was interesting but in a terrible way. But this movie is going by a little too long. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I'm going to be honest, Scorsese is not brief anymore. And it's a real problem with this movie in my opinion. Sam closes the windows and locks the doors and is under lockdown and tries to hire a private investigator to go after Max and spy on him, and Max is out of control, and Sam is accused of fucking his co-worker Lori, and Danielle runs to her room to hear music and turning on the TV and calling the maid Nadine, something like that, while Sam and Lee have an argument. And me liking Sam and Lee is dying down, but Sam is now becoming fucking crazy, and Lee is an overreactor that I can't stand her. Max calls Danielle pretending to be her drama teacher, and she gets to her drama class the next day, and they talk about, he offers her a cigarette, and they talk, and he makes her kind of a weird move on Danielle by kissing her. And I thought, thought it was completely inappropriate to the point I was uncomfortable throughout the scene. Sam goes to Max to threaten him, and Sam asks Danielle if Max touched her inappropriately. And next thing you know, Sam sends some people by the private investigator to beat Max's ass. But Max beats every single one of them motherfuckers up and thinks Sam is somewhere nearby, and all that left me a bit cold. The court demands Sam to stay 500 yards away from Max, and Sam wants to grab a gun to use for when Max goes near his family ever again, and as it turns out, when Sam threatened Max was on a wire, which was too goddamn convenient in my mind. Sam pretends to go on a business trip and tricks Max, finds out he'll be home in 2 days. And Sam with the private investigator are on real lockdown, and Sam can't be seen while the Bowdens are asleep. Max kills the maid and the private investigator and left Danielle a book called Sex Us. It's spelled like S-E-X-U-S in case you didn't know what I meant. And the movie starts to really lose me as they go out on the boat and to get away from home. And that's when the movie gets very problematic, because now they're on the boat, thanks to Max being underneath the car and jumping on another boat to jump on the one they're on, and threatens Lee and Danielle while Sam is knocked out until he wakes up and sees Lee and Danielle being tortured by Max, and Danielle shoots Max's ass and burns him with the, you know what I mean, with gasoline, but doesn't quite kill him, and Sam, Lee, and Danielle get off the boat, and Sam knocks Max's ass out, and this climax wasn't thrilling, it was more of a downer. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.6 out of 10. It's not as thrilling as the title claims to be, but the plot is a downer. De Niro's accent is absolutely fucking horrible. I can't stand these characters. Danielle I kind of liked, but the other ones, on the other hand, bugged the shit out of me. So I would like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I'm going to be back with Casino. And until next time, you talking to me? Eh?